On March 13th, 2023, I started my journey to beat Stilt Fella on a dance pad in order to prove to my friends that I am the best gamer. Since then, I have been training, working, and dancing in order to reach greatness. Every athlete's dream is to one day stand on the biggest stage of their sport, and after 6 days, I have finally reached that stage, the championship finals. In this race for glory, once I beat this final stage, I will be the first player ever to achieve greatness and become the #1 undisputed dance pad speedrunner champion. Let's take a look at how this final stage is structured. You start off with a small gap and into a small set of stairs. From there, you have to kick down a door to reach the timer platform. Once there, you have two options. If you get a strong start right out of the gate, there's a strong chance you make it to the platform with a few seconds left to get settled. Assuming you make it to the timer platform, it will eventually launch you into the airstream ahead. Otherwise, you could walk off the ledge to get to the next point. But given how tough it is to walk fast in Stilt Fella, I will probably just end up taking the second route, which also happens to be the safer one. Then, making it onto the airstream is fairly easy, but getting off of it is a bit of a challenge, because you could end up like this. Oh, your crotch! What do I do here? Nope. I don't know how I could have recovered from that one. That one was a little bit awkward. Should you get over the hump, you'll face the most difficult jump and, in my opinion, the most challenging trick in the game. Jumping off a diving board and onto a staircase with buckets scattered all throughout. Let me emphasize just how tough this maneuver is. Step 1. We need to jump off far enough to reach the staircase. Too short, we'll hit a wall or bounce right off the staircase. In a similar jump in Cloudland 1, I only managed that jump 3 times in over 200 plus attempts. That's a success rate of less than 2%. Now, suppose step 1 is a success, and I land somewhere far enough on the staircase. Step 2 is then to scale the staircase from a position without momentum. In this game, and especially on a dance pad, generating momentum midway on a staircase can essentially be a death trap. There's just no reliable way to create momentum and push yourself forward without slipping back constantly. It's a challenge we've never had to face before. And if I clear even that, the rest is no walk in the park. A sea of buckets await me, then a narrow path, followed by a falling platform that I have to ride to get to the next section. The final section is simply a road to the finish line, but in between are gaps scattered along the way. Sounds easy enough, right? You'll never guess how long and how many deaths was experienced in this level alone. I thought I was off to a great start, and I was feeling very confident because there honestly wasn't anything on this level that I haven't conquered before. It didn't take long for me to reach the diving board and perform a successful jump. Because of that, I thought I may have had a chance to end it all on this day and get to celebrate one of the greatest success of my gaming career. But life always has a way of telling you not to get too cocky. Success isn't yours until you have actually proven yourself. Not only would I not be able to beat the game on day 7 of this challenge, I would progressively perform worse as the stream continued. I didn't understand what was going on. Was I just getting ahead of myself because I made it all the way to level 40? Did I think the game was already beaten just because I made it here? Frustrated with myself for not making any more progress, I decided I had to end stream. The failure continued to haunt me each day after the stream, yet there was a feeling somewhere in me that the harder the challenge, the more I was determined to beat it. I was inexplicably drawn to it, like moth to a flame. I was obsessed, or insane as some might call it, just constantly trying things, theory crafting, and imagining the level over and over again. Soon came day 8, and I booted up the stream ready to tackle the level again. Miraculously, I got off to a hot start. By pure luck, I got some extremely good jumps off the diving board, but ended up dying to silly things like the buckets. The hot start would soon come to an end, and like the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. I would die not only at the diving board, but at the dumbest of places due to my own mistakes. The willpower and energy quickly drained from me, and my body started to feel heavy and exhausted. I felt like since the level began, I had been taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but despite the setbacks, I continued to push forward. I knew that the problem had to do with my jumps on the diving board. It took me 1.5 hours to grasp a little bit of what I was doing wrong. I had finally discovered my jump timing was way off. To understand why, we have to take a look at some of the old jumps compared to the new ones. The previous jump had a lower zoomed out angle, while the current jump had a much more elevated camera angle from behind. This might seem like such an inconsequential thing, but it was big enough to disrupt my jump timing. It resulted in multiple late jumps, causing me to lose all my momentum and frequently fall flat coming off the diving board. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Till now, I had been executing this jump thinking my perspective and timing was exactly the same as in previous levels, but it was in fact very different. This angle was much harder to perceive when the diving board was going to finish its upward swing, and I had been releasing my feet way too late pretty much all the time. Luckily, with that bit of knowledge, I was looking forward to practicing the next few jumps. We got a few good attempts in, but after another 4+ hour stream, I decided it was time to call it a day. This stream had been an emotional roller coaster, as I felt really depressed about being able to complete the run at various moments until I had realized my mistakes. Thanks to that understanding, I went to bed feeling a little hope once again. Days later, I embarked on day 9 of the challenge, trying to nail down the setup and jump timing. I think the rest of the fresh mindset really paid off. To put it into perspective, in all of last stream, I spent 4+ hours and only managed 11 successful jumps in which we had survived the landing. In just a little over 2 hours in today's stream, I had already managed 22 successful jumps. The realization of the mistake I was making was orders of magnitude more important than all the time we've spent grinding this level, because the techniques were always there. I had learned and practiced them throughout the 39 levels leading up to this point. The doubt in my mind had finally lifted, and finally after 10+ hours and over 500 deaths later, our journey led us to this legendary run. Like, it's like, it's not like completely in the way, but it's like in the way just enough that I can't get my freaking stilts over. Freaking bucket. Okay, I'll take that. Give me a little bit more distance, please. A little bit more. Okay, I'll take it. Holy. Oh my god. We did it, guys. We did it. Oh! Oh! I had done the impossible that no one's ever achieved. I had beaten Stilt Fella on the dance pad, requiring over 37 hours, and we've lost over 2,000 Stilt Fellas. This was easily one of the greatest gaming achievements I have ever accomplished in my life. I have no words of wisdom for those who wish to try something like this, other than patience, perseverance, stubbornness, and a little bit of insanity is oddly necessary for a challenge such as this. With the right combination of each, you'll be able to push through to the end, I hope. But I also wanted to shout out to my viewers who supported me along this journey, because without you, this run wouldn't have existed at all. And it's all of you who have always pushed me that extra mile to cross the finish line. With that, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next challenge.